Hello and welcome, my favorite Leafs. What can I say? This is my list of my 10 favorite Nintendo Switch games. In no particularly order. And, well, maybe if you ask me like in a month or so, some things might change here. But well, let's go. The first one is Dragon Quest 1103. It's... I had such a good time with 3. It's a very recent time though. 11 is such a great game as well though, so... I can't decide. You could also throw in the Dark Prince here or something, but well. I want to go with Dragon Quest 11 simply for the reason that in the next list of 10 special games, spoiler, will include this. And 11 is just, yeah, I played the PS4 version before, but the Switch version is just that in much better. So I recommend you getting the Switch version for the extra content and everything. Don't worry about the graphics, it doesn't make that much of a difference. So yeah, it's Dragon Quest. Like, of course it's my number one. You can't put every Dragon Quest on my number one spot, it fits. I'm just a huge Dragon Quest fan, what can I say? Next on the list is Xenoblade. Yeah, we have all 3 of them. Soon Xenoblade X will also be on this. But I gotta go with 3. The thing is, I played 1 on the Wii already. And on the 3DS. DSi? Whatever that new one was that wasn't really supported by anything. But of all of them, 1 stands out as very special to me because all those surprises and plot twists were crazy. And I have never played a game like this, honestly. And that makes it having a special place in my heart from the Wii era. However, like story, character-wise and everything, 3 is definitely my favorite. It's a tough battle against 1 because, you know, it's not like a nostalgic feeling, but like, you expect surprises and plot twists at that point. But still, this game was so great. I enjoyed it so much. And 2 exists. Don't need to say anything. Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom is Breath of the Wild and better. Argue with me, but like technically and everything it's the same kinda-ish, just in a much bigger scale with new added functions. Yeah, Tears of the King is just my favorite Zelda game, period. Remember when stuff for kids was all about blood and gore and death? Digimon Survive was crazy. Like, I guess it's old enough. Spoiler warning still, I guess, but like, the children die. And in one case, one dies very brutally. Like, oh, but this is not your child's Digimon. Like, well, when you think about it, the original season on season 2, 3... Okay, Digimon was always much darker. Was it ever for children? Who knows? But Digimon Survive was... Oh boy, this story. Oh, holy shit, was it good. Though I wouldn't play it again. Simply because once you played it fully, go through all the story branches, you really are done with the game. And it's not really much about replayability there, but hey, that's fine. You have a great time your first time through, so go for it. Now, Bravely Default 2 is not as good as the first one, granted, but still, the Bravely Default games are great, and I love RPGs, so it's a very classical RPG with interesting classes, a very good class system. I like the story, I like the characters. Obviously it's on here. What can I say? Yeah. I am Rief the Leaf, monster taming game fan. Of course Pokemon is on here. And yes, it is these two. I know a lot of people love Pokemon Legends Arceus and say it's the best Pokemon game ever. I do not agree. I think Pokemon Legends Arceus has a lot of problems. The gameplay gets very repetitive and boring, which, okay, I guess you can say it about these two. I, by the way, played Scarlet as my main. My wife played Violet. But, like, while the Pokédex missions were great in Legends, the idea was. The execution wasn't. Also, the story just stops. You catch Arceus, Arceus, and then nothing. It doesn't conclude. The story doesn't have a conclusion. What is wrong with that? Everything. But if you go to Scarlet and Violet, that story is... This is unexpected from a Pokemon game, what happens in the end. That was crazy. So yeah, these are great. Yeah, I know they aren't the most polished ones, but I never had any big errors like other people, and I'm still saying these people played on emulators because some of these errors don't make sense, honestly. I think a lot of these pictures are faked. This one I struggled a bit, because while I like jump'n'runs, and Super Mario Odyssey being a very good 3D jump'n'run, I'm mainly an RPG player, or stuff like Zelda Action Adventures, or yeah, stuff like that. Though this game, you know what? That final level where you start taking control of Bowser, and then the music plays. Oh gosh, that was such a wonderful moment. That was like, this extremely grand adventure of Mario is... Oh, it's just wow. It's just wow. So, it still feels weird to have it in my top 10 because, like I said, I like these games, but, you know, I play them, I like them, that's it usually. But this was on a whole other level. I needed to include it. Visions of Mana wasn't on the Switch, though given the graphics, it's good. But we had Trials of Mana, and Secret of Mana was my first ever RPG. And thus, the Mana series is very special to me. And this is not only a remake of the original. This is the ultimate definitive version of that. Do not play the original. Play this. There is no reason to go back to the still good original, because this is superior in every aspect. And oh, I had so much fun with it. I played through the game with every possible character and class combination there is. Yes, I am crazy. Now, this is again weird, but Harvest Moon, The Winds of Anthos. Ever since that split happened, Harvest Moon hasn't been what it has before. You go to Story of Seasons for that, though, even though it's kind of lackluster. But then The Winds of Anthos came. And I thought, well, this looked great, this open world thing, and what I found in this box was feeling like back in the day, the first Harvest Moon I played, which was the Super Nintendo one, which hasn't aged well, honestly, but it re-awoken that feeling. It's just like, the things you do in here, everything felt good. I enjoyed it so much. Yeah. It was a surprise, and now Story of Seasons has to beat this. This series that has been so lackluster put out this great game. That was a surprise, but here we are. And finally, Octopath Traveler 2, which is much better than the first one. I kinda sorta like a lot of the characters from the first one more, to be honest. But I think this has the better stories going on. And also, what beats one is that the story of these 8 individual characters come together for the grand finale. That is sorry. That is what the first one was missing desperately. But now we have it here, and this makes this the better of the 2 games. But it's close. It's close. And yeah, it was a great time. And those are my 10 favorite games on the Nintendo Switch. Like I said, maybe they will change, depending on how I feel. That's why I usually don't make favorite lists, but I felt the want to do it for the Switch's goodbye, you know. So yeah, there you have it. What a great time I had with the Switch. It was a great console. And the Switch 2 will be just as great, if not even greater. So, like, comment, tell me what your favorite Nintendo Switch games are. And in the next video, we look at some games that are special to me, that had something going on that touched me in some kind of way. Not necessarily my favorite games, of course, but you will see some of them. So until then, bye. Hello and welcome, my special leaves. So, to finalize this series of videos, after covering my least favorite hidden gems and my favorite Nintendo Switch games, today I'm gonna cover some games that are kinda special to me. Special in a certain way that they are not necessarily my favorites, but they hit me in a specific way. A lot of them will be part of my favorite series, but oh well, let's get into it. And to start, in no specific order again, Destiny Travelers TikTok Connect. Destiny Connect TikTok Travelers, actually. This hit me just right in the feels. It seemed like a nice little RPG with a bit of time travel, not like Chrono Trigger levels, but then I played it and things just felt. It made me feel things, and yeah, feeling things is a good thing, you know? And it like made you sad, it made you happy. There was a certain melancholy to it. It gives you a wide range of feelings, and a lot more people need to play this. That's why I had it in my hidden gems as well. It's a special game. The next one is Woohoo! Super Mario Bros.